Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bandai Product and Figure Review. I apologize for the lack of content. I was at an air show last weekend, so I was pretty occupied with getting photos and video and editing all sorts of stuff from that event. So we are now back in business working on more Bandai Product Figure and Review. And we have a special episode. The new Gundam Breaker 4 just released, and I managed to get the digital download version of it. Unfortunately, I was unable to get the pre-order, but I managed to possibly buy one of the exclusive models from the pre-order, and I'm hoping to get that sometime in September, so definitely look forward to that review when it comes in. And yeah, so let's take a look at Gundam Breaker 4. Alright, so this is the opening screen for the Gundam Breaker 4. I've already started playing this, so I'm going to be going through an overview of everything that I have found and what we can actually do in this game. As you can see, I have one of the Super Fumia figures as my main little avatar during our little walkthrough because I just really love this model kit. So we have new game, continue, licensing, and we even have online add-on content. I got the Ultimate Edition, so I end up getting a lot of the pre DLCs and stuff like that. Again, I'm still waiting for the model kits to come in, so definitely look forward to that. But we're here to take a look at Gundam Breaker 4. So we'll just continue on this. This is on the Nintendo Switch, just as an FYI. So this was on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. I don't own a PlayStation 5, so I went with the Nintendo Switch edition. So let's take a look. And that animation is simply beautiful as it just sucks you right into the game. So first off, we are in this really cool hangar bay. So we're in the virtual reality kind of thing with the how the Gundam Breaker series is. And yeah, this is already looking pretty good. So starting off, we have really cool animation. We can zoom in, take a look at our figure from this point of view. And what we have here is our main area where we are going to be either playing online. Unfortunately, I don't have an online subscription, so I can't really do much with that. But this is where we can go into our missions, and all we have to do is click here. This cute little teddy bear is going to, or bear guy, is going to basically give us options between story mode, quests, and bounty hunting. So story mode is going to be basically, like I was saying, I've already played quite a few. Each one of these is going to give us a story mission where we have the option of going from casual, which is going to be by far the easiest. As you can see in the left hand corner, there is a level indicator. Then we have standard. It tells you roughly what level you're going to need to be to successfully beat the level. Trust me, it helps to grind. I was struggling on mission 2 or chapter 2, so definitely try to get close to the level that it's asking. It will be a lot easier. And as you can see, you just go through and you just need to complete one of the levels, so you can just go on casual and just keep playing. But it helps if you do the standard. That one's going to give you roughly a good amount of grinding with doing back and forth with casual and standard. And as you can see, hard is 16, 13, 14. So these make it a lot more difficult, but I'm almost close to that since I'm level 10, so I'm probably going to be coming back to do these harder ones to kind of get some more levels when I'm grinding and needing to get more up. So that's basically that. So the gameplay is not too bad. So let's actually kind of take a look at some of the gameplay real quick. So we'll just do the real quick on casual for the first one, and this will just give us a good overview of what to expect. So when you do select one, it's going to be sending you over into this area. So this is where you're able to launch, and basically all you have to do is whatever console you are, this says press A, so all you do is hold A, it's going to load up, and it's going to send you into the loading area for the game. So a lot of these do have cutscenes, so we're just going to basically kind of go through, and we can just kind of skip through that. We get a really cool launch-based scene for each one, and it showcases our wonderful model. So I've actually haven't tried her out. This is basically, I made a stock version of her, so there's not a lot of modifications. We'll go and show more of that, but this is just to show general gameplay. And this is where it kind of loads up, and we can see where we are starting the mission. So we can move around fairly good, and the gameplay overall is not bad at all. So we're waiting for enemies to spawn, and let's just take a look, and there we go. We have enemies spawning. So you have different types of abilities. So for close range, you're going to be having like a beam saber, as you can see here. It's making quite a bit of mincemeat, and then we have more enemies that will load up. So for longer range attacks, when you're farther away, it has the gun, and as you can see, there's this blue line around. That's basically showing you how much ammo is left. So we can actually just come in and use our jet nozzle to get closer to the enemy and make mincemeat out of these. So dang, she is looking really good. So I actually haven't tried her yet. So we just completed this, so we're moving on to the next area. So it kind of teleports us, and we are going to the next stage. And each stage actually has 3 sections, so each level has 3 levels within each level to help. So right now we are in level 2, so let's try to make some mincemeat out of these guys real quick. Just kind of shoot around there, and you can also do a lot of really cool combos, and you can even do a little bit of flying and a little hovering, but you only are limited to how long you can actually stay up. So do be careful. There are blocks, so it's going to be it's a pretty good hack and slash game. As we can see, the graphics aren't too bad, and as we can see, we just completed this, and I'm basically going through this quite a bit. So there's story modes with this, so it's introducing new characters. It's actually a really fun hack and slash kind of reminiscent to like how Gundam Breaker4 and some of the Dynasty Warrior Gundams. And this is basically where we get a boss battle, and this is where sometimes they get a little bit challenging. So this is why it's on casual, and as we can see, we have to really do some damage on this. So, and we might actually do some pretty good mincemeat actually. So, and we already defeated it. So this is actually the quickest that I actually done. So I actually kind of like how OP she is. But again, I'm level 10 and this is level 1. So that is basically the gameplay real quick. So and now we have each one completed, and there's even timers to help you out. So mission complete, and so we are going to be getting a progress report. So there we go. So I might have actually beat my all-time record with this one level, and this is a thing where we can actually get parts during battles with mechs that we have come across or other units. So there we go, I got an S rank, so this allowed me to get some more experience. And this is where a lot of the weapons, this is a new weapon that I managed to get from a drop. So, and it tells us how much it can get, or if we want to sell it. So we just want to skip that and move on to the rest of the game. And then it brings us back into a cutscene for finishing off the mission that we have done. So that is basically how the gameplay is. So when we go back over here, so we can actually do quests. So these are basically missions that we can actually do. So let's see if we can. So this is where we can like accept quests and do bounty hunting. So bounty hunting is basically like online avatars that you can hunt down and get some credits. They're very, very hard. I've only done one successfully, and I got my butt handed to multiple times. So there was actually one thing that I noticed when I was playing this on some of the harder levels. There is a way of reviving your teammates, or at least having you be able to be revived. But we also have 3 respawn cards if one of our AI team members can't get to us in time. It gives us a time counter, and that's basically how you kind of survive harder level ones by relying on your AI team members. So that's basically how we do that. So now once we get our parts, we can actually come down here and actually buy model kits that we have come across. So all we do is press A again, and we're going to get to this, and we can sell and buy model kits. And what I might mean by that is you can actually buy the model kits that you have actually came across. So there's the one that I'm hoping that I get sometime soon. And as you can see, there is a good selection of models. From what I understand, there's going to be 250 different model kits, and that's saying a lot since there's like over 1,000 model kits. So it's pretty cool. They have a lot, like from Iron Blood Orphans, 000, Thunderbolt, and they also have a lot of 1/100 scale model kits that are a little bit bigger. And we have the Virtuous, and that's where a lot of the really cool aspects where you can actually come in and just buy some of the ones here. So I'm just going to buy this. Oh, I went back. Always remember your button placements, and they will actually tell you actually what grade they are. So that's actually a really nice thing, is that they tell you like high grade. So I wonder if they're going to have any like real grades in here. So I know they have SD. I just saw one. Oh, there's the SD right here. Here's an SD. I don't have this one, so let's select A. That's going to give us that. And now we can hit X. It's going to give us, it's going to cost this much for this particular model. And we can hit yes. And it's going to deduct the amounts from our total credits that we have earned. And like I said, I've been binge playing for a little bit since I got it when it released. So now that we actually are got our model, so we can actually now move on to the other area. But real quick, this is actually a pretty cool thing, is where we can actually change the Gundam here. So we just go to this little computer monitor here, and we can actually change which Gundam we actually want to be displayed. So I believe we can just do mine right here, and there we go. Now we have a giant version of my character. So yeah, that's actually really cool. So now we can come back up here, and this is where the really cool and fun part of the game, which is the building aspect for the game. So we have our setup, so we can actually go through and do assembly, paint, blueprints, custom pose, photography, diorama, gallery, and player guide is basically just a general guide. But we are here to do an assembly. So we click assembly, and it's going to give us going to bring us into this menu. And as we can see, we have head, booster, right arm, left arm, legs, and we have backpack. And sorry, my little icon is kind of in the way, so let me just move it down real quick so we can actually see what's going on. So we have blasters, 2 of them, so we can actually do some dual wielding with different blasters, and beam sabers, and we can do some dual wielding with those as well. Shields, and these are going to be giving us add-on parts. I'll show you that in a little bit. And then we have some EX skills, so this is I'll help you out with doing active repairs. I highly recommend this one. It's saved me countless of times when I'm running low on HP. OP skills, these are things that are like cannon weapons and stuff like that. I really didn't get a chance to really show those since we kind of went through the gameplay, but it gives us a chance to actually use like our side weapons and stuff like that that are part of like the what would be considered like a gimmick, but it also shows us really good mobility and all that. And so that's basically what those are. So let's actually build something real quick. So each one of these is going to be and as we can see, we're already changing the head a little bit, so let's go back a little bit. So we can see our character right here. It gives us a nice 360 view of our character. So let's go to head, and let's try building the aerial. So there's a way of actually going through and actually going into settings, and we can go by alphabetical, and so we can actually go have several things. So we can go by new orders, alphabetical, rarity, level sorting. So each item that you get has a star, as we can see, and it has a level. So the more that you use it, the higher level it's going to get. And the stars just means how rare the item is. So we have 1 star, 2 stars, and 3 stars. I haven't got any higher than 3. I don't know if there are any higher than 3. I would assume that it would be like 4 or 5 stars. But right now, this is basically how it is. So right now, I want to have it sorted by alphabetical because I want to get the Gundam aerial. So I can just go. It's going to be probably in the A's. Or let's actually just go with the double O, since that's going to be the very top one for most of this. So now we can select the head. Oop. So now let's select the head, and it gives us equip with default color, and we have the ability to kind of help with labeling. So I'm just going to do the equipped with default color. So we got that. Now we can move on to the body, and since we're just going to go all the way back to the top, we're going to do the 00 body. And we have the right arm. We can just again go back down. And basically you just keep doing this. So, and this is where the fun part kind of comes in, is where you can actually customize these in any way you really want. This is the only part that I kind of don't like. They give you the ability to change your arms, but they don't give you the options of changing each individual leg. That would have been really fun if they would have been able to give you multiple different types of legs that you can do. So, but it gives you just one each leg, so that's kind of the part that I found kind of funny, where it's like it gives you two different arms that you can do, but it doesn't give you two different legs. That would have been kind of interesting. But now we have our backpack, and we are actually building the 00 riser, so we have that really cool big backpack with that, and all we have to do is hit equip again. And there we go. So far, we actually have everything to build for stock, like how the model is. And now we can actually go into our weapons. And so, so now we can actually go into our weapons. And as you can see, it gives us a preview for each one of the weapons. So we can actually have like machine guns and stuff like that. So this is actually where it's pretty cool. So, and we can get a whole bunch of different things, and I believe this is not sorted by alphabetical, so let's take a look. Sort by alphabetical. So, but this is like shows us the name of the weapons itself. So we have to kind of look, and each icon actually shows us roughly what type of weapon it is, like beam rifle, beam cannon, and various other types of weapons, such as this really cool long range beam rifle. I really do recommend some of these long range ones, especially when you're fighting really big bosses. It helps with keeping distance and keeping fire. So I also love doing the dual wielding with those, because I can do a back and forth or relay fire, and so we can just keep going until we find what particular one. Yeah, the Buster rifle from Gundam Wing. I wonder how fitting that is, but I'm kind of looking for a particular one. And as we can see, and there we go, that's actually the two that I wanted. So I can actually choose either or on for the weapons that it actually belongs to. So, and I can even do a big cannon. So I'm going to just do that one, apply change, and it's going to ask if I wanted to confirm. I want to hit yes. Oh, and actually went out. But as you can see, it brings this back into place. And let's just go back into assembly. So that gives us the overall how to build, and we can give this different weapons. Now we can actually go into paint. This is going to be kind of fun with a lot of the customization. So we can change each of the head, chest, arms, legs, backpack. So let's just do watercolors, so we can actually do from preset colors, glow colors, and surface colors. So we can actually do a lot of really cool customizations. And then I like doing the preset colors because it just gives you a color balance, and as we can see, it changes everything to that particular color. And we have a way of just going back to defaults. Another thing that we got is decals. So we can actually come into this and actually do emblems. So each one of this has a section on where you can actually do a decal. So let's click on that. That checks marks that we want that in. As you can see, there's a red little square that's glowing. That tells us roughly where we want that sticker to be, which is going to be right there. So now we can just click on the square and it's going to pop up a bunch of decals that we can actually put on here, and you can start winning these and unlocking. And so there's a lot of these. I believe some of the DLC gives us some of those, and each one is a themed from each of the shows. So we got a Xeon, and since this is a 00, let's put one of the Celestial Being decals on. Now we're in this section, so this actually gives us a good run through of scaling, so we can actually change the position, the distance between the mech on there, so it could technically project. But overall, I still like the we can change the position, rotation. I like the fact that we can actually change the scale. So all you do is select A for whatever one you want, and we can actually just zoom that bad boy up. And as we can see, it is now really nice on there. And we just select A, there we go, and we can just go back out. And since we have it already selected, we could always choose more, but we can just back out, and there's our one decal on there. And now weathering, this is where it gets kind of interesting, where we can actually do like battle damage and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we have like, let's try doing this, and let's take a look at scratches. So we can see that. Not seeing much with that, so let's just leave that. But damage, it just actually does do a really good job showcasing like damage and wear and tear on the mech. So we can see how on the backpack, and this is the cool thing where each section can basically be weathered. So this is just on the backpack. As we can see, it's really now fairly well done. Scratches, and we can actually do a wash, and we're making this sucker look really old, so it doesn't even look like it belongs on here anymore. But that's the cool thing with that, is now we can just back out of that. The weathering is now on there, and as you can see, it blinks for what we want, and it's going to ask for us to apply the change. Let's just hit yes. Now we can come back over here, and let's go real quick to custom pose. So this is basically where we have multiple different types of poses that we can actually give our mech. So there's like a flying pose, and various other types of poses, as you can see. And there's a lot of really cool ones, some really interesting ones, and there's new ones that unlock as you go. So it all depends on what mech you're using, will change on how it's posed. I'm like, look at that, look how awesome that one looks. And that's really nice. battle pose right there. So let's just go with kind of like this one. So let's just go with this one. So we're just going to select A again, and do you want to apply change? Yes. So it's always going to give you that. Now we actually can go into blueprint. This is actually the part that is going to be very useful, especially when you're trying to make different mechs for different missions. This is going to help you tremendously, because what do we do after we get all of that in? I need a different one that's a little bit more long distance, since this is going to be a little bit more close quarters combat. So what we do, but we don't want to lose this, so we go into our blueprint. This allows you to save each of your unit, and as you can see, I already have several here that I already have built, and so you just go to a blank spot. Your mech is going to load up right here. You would select A, and now it is loaded in your thing. So, and now we can actually exit out of this, but let's just say I want to deploy again. So what I can do is I can select A, and this is where I can save or reload. And so we just and then we can actually delete, enter mobile suit name, upload, and upload is basically uploading it to the web. And so let's just do load, and this is going to give you a little warning. It says, do you want to load this blueprint data? The current setup options will be overwritten. It's just for that one section that's going to be overwritten. And so we just hit yes, and now we are going to have, now we are selected on that, so we can just come back out of our blueprint, and now we have our wonderful mech here. I haven't really dove into these, but this is giving us photos, so you can take pictures of your mech. So as we can see, there's this nice little photo, and I haven't really done much, so there's that photo. And yeah, and it's like, would you create? So we have several different things like new object, edit menu, diorama base, position model. So that basically is just a picture for that, and I can just post that via the stuff. So that is basically how that works. And like I said, this, you can actually take photos and settings, and that's basically how that is. It's like, and then it's just save, and that was the diorama. And so this is where you can connect to the network and various other things. So we can actually come back down here, and again, this is where we can buy our models, and we have little elevators that can just take us back up to here. And weirdly enough, we can actually watch a little bit of TV, because the show actually gives us a little thing, and so we can actually see, hit A, and we can just go into the view monitor, and all you do is just hit B to get out of that. And then we can come over here, and this gives us a stats. As we can see, I haven't really got a chance to see this. We can just load into that, and it shows everyone's total scores as of right now, and who's the top ones and different clans. And as we can see, a lot of these are from Japan, so there's already a lot of people that it can actually show, like, how many parts that they have, and I believe this will also show what their ranks are too, I believe. So that's a really cool feature right there. So this is a very interactive game. You can play with other people. So yeah, this is Gundam Breaker4. So I'm really happy with how well this game is. The gameplay is really nice. It has a lot of customization, and with the fact that there is over 250 different models, it's really easy to unlock these as you're just playing through. The more levels you can get, the better they are. So as you can see kind of at the bottom screen, let me just move my camera back up. We can actually see on the bottom we have breaker boosts, build rank, and credits. The builder boost just allows you to get more rarer items, and the more S ranked missions you get, the more breaker boosts you can get. I did buy a kind of a booster that you can get. It's like $5 and that to get 500, and then you also have one for 100 for like $1. So those help with getting more rare parts, so to speak. And then your rank is how far you got in like grinding and stuff to help out with levels. And as you can see, I'm level 10. We tackled a level 1, and it did not take us very long to basically beat the boss, which took me a little bit of time. That one was just super quick. So definitely take the time and rank up if you are having trouble with some of the missions. But yeah, overall this is a really fun game. It was a little bit challenging learning curve. It's been a while since I played a Gundam Breaker game. The last one was more like the Gundam Versus, and I do have Gundam Breaker 3, but it's been a while since I played that, and I've played some of the other new Breaker, so this is actually a really fun. A lot of people have said that this is really good compared, like, it wasn't a remake, but it took everything from Gundam Breaker 3 and brought it in, so it has a lot of really cool new model kits that you can actually start building and customizing, and yeah, just having fun. Alright everyone, that's going to conclude this walkthrough of the new Gundam Breaker 4 video game. I hope you guys like this. Again, it is Bandai, so I do reviews over video games. So if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And if you want to see more gameplay of this, please leave those down in the comments. I may be doing maybe a separate channel where I can showcase this gameplay. But yeah, if you guys have any future suggestions, please definitely leave those down in the comments. I am definitely reading those, and I will see you guys in the next episode.